What up, guys? Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Barbell Brigade Talk Show. I'm Bart. I'm with Silent Mike and the world famous Larry Gao. Larry.
Not world famous.
You are world famous. You got a ton of followers.
Yep.
People look up to you.
Yep.
You're jacked. You're handsome.
Anime connoisseur.
You do funny content. How do you introduce yourself to other people, and who is the real Larry Gao besides what they see online?
How do I introduce myself to other people?
Like, let's say you're in a blind date, right? And then there's like a blanket over you. How do you communicate who you are on the inside?
That's deep.
See, I've never been really good at explaining to other people like who I am. I think people kind of see that as they get to know me more.
Yeah.
I think I'm a very reserved person at first until I get to know people.
Okay.
That's when the true me comes out. But I think I'm a very caring person, especially the ones that are really close to me.
Like family?
Yeah, family, friends, because I grew up without any siblings.
You know what? I can actually see that in your content because you're always putting your boys on.
I try to.
You know, like from day one, when you're still living like up in the Bay.
Yeah.
I've always seen you and your boys. Yeah. And then a lot of times boys don't stay boys and people like blow up or whatever shit happens.
We're still boys.
Yeah, you guys
that's
are still
what
boys.
I love. Like, I've known those guys since I was in middle school.
That's cool.
So it's like, I think we have something really special.
And you guys travel together.
Yeah.
It's tight.
Yeah. But yeah, I think because I grew up in, like, I'm an only child. And
oh shit, I didn't know that.
My mom and dad. Oh really? You too?
Losers. Honestly.
Okay, I wish I had a sibling. Fuck. But my parents were the only ones from the family who moved to the States. So every single one of my relatives are in China. And so growing up here, I felt like the only people I had close to me were my family, like my mom and my dad.
Are you guys still super close?
We are still super close.
That's cool.
Yeah. But that's why I think with my relationships with people, I feel like once I really like get to know someone and we start hanging out a lot more and we build like this connection, I feel like I like really, really do care deeply for them.
Yeah, you hold them close to your
very
heart.
close to my heart. But in the same manner, like I also don't let a lot of people in to my life like that easily. So
is it hard being online though, being like that? If you're like, like these are my type people, like what? Because like a lot of people that are, I would say almost kind of like have introverted tendencies or characteristics. It's hard to be out in the public and put all that stuff out there.
It is, yes.
And then now like you'll meet people that they feel like they know everything about you, but you've never seen them before.
Well, that's the funny thing too, is because when people see me in public and they say hi to me, and we start interacting for a little bit, they're like, a lot of them will say like, "Wow, you're actually like a lot chiller in person." And it's because they see my content and they think I'm this like crazy, like always like hyperactive person. When in reality, I'm just like really chill.
Yeah.
And I have a personality when I do my skits, right? But I think in reality, I'm just a much more introverted person. So I think that throws people off guard a little bit when they first meet me.
What started off with you doing, like how did you start doing those skits?
So this was in 2020. I had just graduated with a bachelor's in kinesiology. And then I was gonna take a gap year before I...
Oh, so you actually know about like fitness and exercise?
A little bit.
Oh, that's
a little bit. Yeah, but I was gonna
a lot of fitness influencers, I feel like they don't. They either have like a natural physique or they just lifted.
Especially nowadays.
Yeah, and they just blew up. But then like you actually majored in it.
Yeah, but I feel like experience is also like fair. Yeah, but anyways, I was gonna take a gap year and then go to grad school to get my master's and then become a doctor like every other Asian. But I think during 2020, that's when obviously COVID hit. And then luckily for me, I had a lot of gym equipment in my backyard, my parents' backyard. And because of that, I think me, Chove, and Coleman, who are, I mean, I'm sure you've seen them, two of my closest friends from back home. We just started working out every day because we had nothing else to do during COVID. And then I think it was Chove, he brought up the idea of making a TikTok just for fun, like, because, I don't know, just no intention of becoming a content creator. So then we just started posting content every single day. And then we did that for like a year, like without fail.
Under which like alias? Under Larry Gao?
Just under Larry Gao on TikTok.
Oh, how come you guys went with your name?
I think I think Chove actually just made the TikTok for me.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but I can't remember, but I think I was just like, sure, I'll make a TikTok. So I was just like, okay, username, I'll just put my name. And then once we started working out, they just kind of pitched in ideas and we just started uploading onto that channel. And then we gained a following, and then the sponsors started hitting us up. Like I remember you guys started hitting us up, and then Young LA, and then all these other brands. And then that's when I started realizing like, oh, this could actually go somewhere, right? And then it's funny too, because even though I was trying to become a doctor, I think at a very early age, like high school, I knew that I didn't necessarily want to be a doctor, you know, but it was like the safe job to do.
Were you guys TikTok consumers at the time? Did you guys watch a bunch of stuff? Or
that's
YouTube and stuff?
Yeah, that's where we got most of our ideas from too.
Yeah.
I think it was also really helpful that I had two of my closest friends like helping me with ideas as well, instead of just me doing everything.
It's hard on your own, bro. Yeah. Anything's hard.
So I attribute a lot of that success to those two also. So.
And then your parents now, because usually when you're trying to be a doctor, that's being like the good boy path.
Yeah.
When you're like, I'm gonna be influencer, like what do they say?
They were actually really supportive.
Yeah,
which is really surprising because I did not expect them to take it the way they took it.
Yeah.
Because I was like I don't know, my mom's like, well, before growing up, she was like a tiger mom.
Yeah.
So I was like, how am I gonna bring this up to her? And I remember stressing about like wording it in a way where she could kind of understand where I was coming from. Mm-hmm. But she actually took it a lot better than I thought. She was just like, as long as you graduate from college, like it's your life, you can kind of do whatever you want to do, and I'll always be here to support you. And I thought that was like really, really reassuring to hear from my mom, because I think that was like the biggest obstacle for me going from like a doctor to like, you could say like a content creator.
That's crazy.
Right? Yeah.
You didn't say like, just say it and they go, don't hit me.
No, I kind of brought it up to her like
when she's drunk.
So we walk my dog Milo every night after dinner, and that's like usually the time where we like kind of talk and bond.
Oh, that's dope.
And that's like the time I brought it up to her. So
during like a heart-to-heart session.
Yeah.
Dad feels similar or no?
Yeah.
Afterwards,
yeah, he did.
That's rare. I feel like
it is rare. I was like,
especially in the Asian community.
That's why I feel like I'm very blessed to have very understanding parents, because I did not think there would be that understanding of what I was going to bring up to them.
Do you feel like what you've done now is made yourself proud in a way? Like you knew what your other trajectory was, like what you're doing now. Do you feel like, oh cool, like what I've accomplished is bigger than what I set out to do? Or you're still like, I'm still trying to get there?
I always feel like I could be doing a little bit more, but if you were to ask Larry like a couple years ago, I'd be like astonished by like what I've done so far. But I think because I'm kind of used to doing what I'm doing now, I'm always trying to aim for something higher.
Never want to be complacent.
Yeah, exactly.
It's hard. You look at things, and there's always been stats. You play basketball, and there's always stats. And I just saw a chart the other day. It's literally by number, like how many people play high school sports, and then how many people play college, and then how many people play professional. And they did it in every sport: hockey, football, basketball.
Yeah.
Basketball is obviously one of the hardest because there's just less people on the team. Not only is it popular, but there's less people on the team. But it's like it might be 2% of Division I players will ever make money.
Yeah.
That's Division I players.
2% of Division I?
And to even play in college, any division, is already 10% of high school.
Yeah.
Right? So we're already filtering this thing down.
Because Division I is probably already the highest of the amateur level, right?
Yeah.
That's
for
crazy.
Sure. But content creation, I'd imagine nowadays is probably similar. Who could make money or who could gain a following? Like there was an interview like 5 years ago at all California high schools or something, and they're doing surveys like, oh, what do kids want to be when they grow up? Yeah. And like 80% say they want to be a YouTuber or something. The amount that make a living out of it is probably close to 1% of everyone that wants to be Instagram famous.
Yeah.
I have a question for you guys. Do you guys think that anyone can be a content creator? Because I've talked about this with my friends all the time. Like, if you have the discipline and you stay consistent, do you think that like whatever you're passionate about, you make content about it, you could become a content creator?
I might be a pessimist.
When you say become one, are you talking about like you could put out a ton of videos, but you stay at like 200 followers? Or are you talking about like
make a full-time living?
Like full-time living.
I would say no. I think really? I think it's similar to sports, plus another angle where you need the discipline, you need a skill, and some people just aren't funny and they're not creative and they're not good. You have to do it for a long time. And you could say genetics, like sports, you need, right? Me and you aren't 6'6", so we had a rougher path to get there. But the other thing with social media is I think you need a hair of luck. And I don't want to say that to everybody, but I know me myself, I was just incredibly lucky. I started a fitness podcast in 2011 when there was no such thing as a fitness podcast. We put out information that was good and we did it consistent and people enjoyed it. And I think I have some entertaining factors, but so much of it was just timing and luck.
Yeah, that's what I always wonder. Like, I always wonder, like, if, like, my success on social media was because of, like, just fortunate timing of COVID when everyone was on their
phones.
It's a
lot of everything.
I think it's a piece. I think you're the chosen one, Larry.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think I agree with Mike. I don't think everyone can because, like, you can have the discipline, you can have the structure, you can have the know-how and all that stuff. But you also, just like when you play a sport or if you're a dancer, like if you have 2 left feet, you don't have rhythm, you can't really be a dancer. And if you have bad hand-eye coordination, you can't really be an athlete. And I think with being on camera, you have to be captivating somehow. Some people that comes naturally, right? Like if they're like, they've been telling stories in the living room since they were a kid or just very like talkative, it comes naturally to people. And then there's some people, they just, for some reason, they just fall flat and they can do all the other things. And I think that's hard to gain traction. And I think like anything, everything's a skill. They can probably take acting or improv classes or whatever, improve that. But I think the way that content creation is pitched, like here, open up an account and you too can have 1 million followers. I don't think everyone can just naturally, at whatever they are given, be able to become that.
And then there's X factors, especially nowadays where there's business. How are you off camera? How are you at answering emails? Are you fun to work with? Are you easy to work with? Can you work at multiple funny stuff, serious stuff? What, you know, like do you have multiple variables that you can kind of make this longevity? Because building a career for 1 year is cool, but how do you make money long term with it, right?
Right.
So we've come to an end to this episode. If people seem to like Larry, where can they find you and what are all the channels you're on?
It's just to be my name, Larry Gao.
How do you spell that? Sounds hard.
LaryGao, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube,
LinkedIn.
I don't have LinkedIn.
Pornhub?
All right, that's where you can find
features.
Features, yeah.